So what I like you to do is just probably stand off your mat if you are on the mat. You've got better connection with the floor if you're actually standing away from your mat, so either in front of it or behind it. This is better to do if you are on a hard surface, but if you are happening to stand on a carpet, you know, we're really not going to worry about it. So first of all, we're just going to think about our posture. So thinking about the points of contact, the base of the heel of the foot and across the front of the arch, in front of the arch, the ball of the foot in contact. Just wiggle your toes a little bit so that you're not leaning forwards onto your toes. And what you can do is just a little bit of leaning forwards and backwards, getting the sense that the weight is evenly distributed between the heel and the ball of the foot. So just have a little think about that. As you're doing that, what I'd like you to do is just you bring your navel in slightly to your spine. So instead of having your tummy all floppy, just a little bit of engagement, pulling your tummy into your spine. Then we're just going to lean from left to right. Just sensing, where does that feel? Where do I normally take my weight? Which way is more comfortable to do that? And then making sure that your knees are quite soft, that you're not locking your knees back and out. So your heels then are in line with your hips. Your hips are in line with your rib cage. Your shoulders are above your rib cage and your head is on the top. So if I turn sideways, what we're trying to avoid is this kind of posture, or this kind of posture, or one that is too soldier-like as well. So the arms should hang directly down in front of the body, not down to the side. If you've ever seen a skeleton hang up, they will hang down to the side slightly. So nice and relaxed. So we're going to do some floating arms. So you're going to keep your shoulder blades down your back as your arms come up. So your arms are going to come out in a 45-degree angle without your shoulders coming up towards your ears. So, and just back down again. So you're going to pull your tummy in and breathe in for your arms to float up and breathe out for them to come back down again. So let's breathe in here, breathe out, pull your tummy in for your arms to float up, breathe in as your arms float back down. So breathe out here, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Wonderful. And then in this position, I'd like you to just clasp your thumbs, clasp your fingers together with your thumbs sticking out. And they're going to come down by your sides. And all you're going to do is turn your thumbs outwards. So how far can your thumbs go facing back towards the back of the room? So turning your thumbs outwards. And you watch, what you should feel is a massive stretch across the front of the chest, opening up the front of the chest, really allowing yourself to breathe into that space that you've just created. Quite a wonderful feeling. So most of us spend too long in flexion in our working day, on our computer, driving a car, cooking, all the things that we tend to do are in this flexed position. So opening up the front of the chest is one of the biggest favours you can do for yourself. Good. Okay, finish the one that you're doing. So arms come up now and into a kind of 90-degree angle. We're going to do a chest press. Now I have quite a damaged shoulder, so my chest presses are really difficult. So ideally you need to be able to bring your elbows together. So your elbows should come together here. But if you can only get, this far, that's fine. So whatever range of movement is good for you. This is a competition. And fortunately, you can't see what everybody else is doing anyway. So breathe out to come here and breathe in to open. That's my suggestion. Breathe out. So close the ribs here and breathe out as you widen towards the sides of the room. Now, as you come away, make sure that you're not opening the chest up too much and going into an extended movement here. So I want you to really make sure that you're keeping the bottom of your ribs. This space here needs to stay the same instead of getting bigger as you open up from your chest press. So opening up here and closing. Opening up on the in-breath, closing on the out-breath. Very good. One more. Very good. Okay, so just give your shoulders a bit of a wiggle. We're going to do a dumb waiter. So this time your hands are out in front of you. And what we're going to imagine is that you're holding a tray, a tray of tea maybe. So make sure that your tray is not down or indeed up, so that your tray is out level and your tray is not too far in front of you. So in other words, your elbows are directly tucked in to your waist. This is another great one for opening up the ribs, opening up the front of the chest here. So you're going to open here and close. So as you open here, so you might get more movement than me. I have very limited movement in my shoulders. So you might be able to get much wider than me, but whatever, you need to keep your elbows tucked in. You'll feel the lengthening here, and you'll also feel these muscles kicking in as you open your arms up. Very good. Okay, so now we're going to have our feet a bit wider than the hip width apart that we started with. We're going to do some side reaches. We're going to do a modification of these as well. So you're going to raise your left hand in on the in-breath, keeping your shoulder down. So I want you to imagine you've got quite a lot of space here. Maybe you've got some dangly earrings that you don't want to touch. You do a little nod of the head over to the right as you reach out, out, out and up in this position. Breathe in here and breathe out and float back down. So breathe in, this is your right hand. Over you go, breathing out. So it's like you're pulling your t-shirt out of your waistband here. Breathe in here, breathe out and come back down. Breathe in and float. Breathe out and reach. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and float. Breathe out and reach. Breathe out, come back down. Now we can extend this, so what you can do, if you've got really good balance, you can put one foot in front of the other and squeeze your thighs and your calf muscles together. Your hands are out to the side. So this is more difficult. So if you haven't got great balance, then you just keep doing the ones that we just did. So this time, as the hand comes up, the other hand goes in front. A bit like a ballerina. So we're challenging your balance here as well. So this is a bit quicker this time. So breathing in here, breathing out here. Breathing in, breathing out. I'm going to change over. So squeezing the other way. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. Have to squeeze your thighs to do this, otherwise you'll fall over. So just one more. Very good. Breathing in here and breathing out. Let's come back. Very good. So I'm going to continue with the extension type feeling. Today's class is all about extension and opening up here. So I need you to be sitting down. Feet are now back to hip width apart and parallel. These are where your hips are, that way, not here. And it's like you're sitting down on the edge of a bar stool. I'm sure you've never done that before. So as you're sitting down here, so we're going to do some extension exercises. So you can bring your hands up, and you can either put them on the back of your head, or maybe more comfortably on the front of your head. So what I want you to be able to do is to put your hands wherever is comfortable, where you're not kind of feeling uncomfortable in your shoulders. So here is perfectly fine. So I'm going to show you this from the side. So you're in this position, and all I'm going to do is breathe in, and this time I'm going to imagine that somebody's pulling a string from the front of my chest as I go into upper back extension and then back to the center. So here, and you'll notice as I come up, I don't lose my head. So I'm keeping looking forwards as I go into extension. So you must be sitting on your bar stool for this. You could even, if you've got a sticky up bum like me, you could even stick your bottom in under to do this, and this will protect it. So if you feel any discomfort, particularly in your lower back here, then tuck your tummy in under and then do the exercise. So breathe in to open, breathe out to come back. Breathe in to open, out to come back. Breathe in and out and back down. Very good. I'm going to go down on the floor. So don't throw yourself down, just go down gently. So those that, if you've seen me before, quite a good thing to be able to do is to have a hand towel. And then roll it long ways. Because this takes the weight off the heel of the hands. We tend not to have our hands in this position very much in the day. It's much more like that. So sometimes being on your hands and knees for some time can be quite uncomfortable. So you can just put the heel of your hands on the rolled up towel, and then your feet and knees are hip width apart and parallel, and make sure there's a kind of a box shape. So not a parallelogram, and equally don't shorten this space either. So if you look at me, I'll be able to see you, to see how you're doing to correct you in this position. Now what I'm looking for is a nice S-shaped spine. So we've got a dip in the back of the neck and the dip in the lower spine. So for example, this is too far down and I've kind of let go of my shoulders as well. So I'm pushing up through the shoulders, supporting my head so it's not resting down, and equally it's not too extended forwards. So you've got to imagine that the back of your neck is long, and then I need a little bit, so I'm pulling my tummy in so I've got a little bit of a curve. It's not too big, but equally it's not flat or indeed rounded. So can you get a little curve in the lower back? And then all we're going to do is do a little tilt to take out that curve. So you should be able to see me really well here. So tuck your tummy in, pull your tummy in and tilt. So really pull your tummy in, hold it here, and then back to neutral. So breathe in, breathe out, pull your tummy in and tilt. Now really support yourself up through your arms. Make sure that you're not sinking down. Little tilts. So this is the bit of the spine that causes us the most problem. This is where we get most of the stiffness. The lower back takes most of the weight, most of the load. So this is where we need more flexibility and to open up the spaces in the lower spine. Very good. Now, go back to this position. You can widen your knees a little bit, and then we're just going to do some rocking. So this time you come forwards just a little way over the front of the hands, not too far. And keeping that position of your back, so keeping that slight dip in your back, just see how far you can go back each time as you rock. Go back, and as you go back it feels a bit rude, it feels like you're sticking your bottom out here, and then go back until you feel that you've lost. Can you see now that my back is straight? I've lost the curve, so I can only go back as far as here. Here I lose the curve, so only as far as I can go. This is great if you've got any sciatic problems. You're really opening and widening up the space in your sitting bones, allowing all of this to be free and functional. So really enjoy it. Very good. Okay. So knees are back, hip width apart and parallel. So this time we're going to do the beginning of a Superman pose, as we call it. So this time you're going to take a breath in, really pull your tummy in, and just slide your leg back, keeping your toe on the floor without lifting your hip. And then the foot comes back underneath. So take a breath in, breathe out and slide. So I'm looking for the rest of the body to stay still as you do this. So you shouldn't be tilting over to the side, and making sure you'll know if you're in the right position, because as your knee comes back, and not having to change your position. So pull your tummy in, slide away, and then back. So really everything else is nice and stable. You are just sliding away. Have a look underneath to see whether or not you're sliding in a nice straight line, that you're not going out to the side or into the center of the body. Just have a little check of that and then bring your head back up. Now, if you want to, if this is enough for you, that's fine. If you'd like to, you can slide away on the in-breath. On the out-breath, I'd like you to squeeze your bottom and reach away with your toe. Now, can you see my toe's literally 2 inches off the floor? I'm not doing this. That's not the exercise. As you can see, I've now gone into extension in my back. So let's do that again. Breathe in, breathe out and slide. Breathe in to just lift and then back down. So let's actually do better breathing than that. Let's breathe in to slide away. Breathe out just to squeeze your bottom here. Breathe in and hold, and breathe out to come back. Breathe in to slide. Breathe out, squeeze your bottom just a little bit. Breathe in and hold, and breathe out to slide. And again, breathe in and slide. Breathe out, squeeze your bottom. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out to come back. Very good. Now you can widen your knees and keep your feet together. And if you can, sit back on your heels and you can put your head down between. So you might fold your towel up, or you could get a cushion. Maybe put your head on a cushion here. Whichever's good for you. I'm looking for your back to be rounded. Whichever position is good for you. And then some nice deep breathing into the back and sides of the ribs. If this is not for you, then all you need to do is go down on your side, roll over onto your side, roll over onto your back. And then you would pull one leg in at a time. So one leg and then the other leg. Just bring your knees into your chest and give them a hug. So if you're on your back, all you would do is roll over and come up to sitting. If you're on your front in the rest position, what I want you to do, without your hands if you can, but use your hands if you can't, just see how slowly you can roll up, keeping your bottom on your feet. Can you roll up really, really slowly and then sit up super tall? Lovely long spine. Good, just a little mini lesson. So my interactive Pilates will be an hour long, but part of that will be an opportunity for you to come and connect with the other people that are joining us. We'll have a little Zoom together just to say hi, and at the end you can all interact as well, and you're going to be able to chat to me too. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today, and I'll see you all soon.